Scandal has been the runaway show of the season, and I think that it's time we started asking some very interesting questions, such as, should Olivia Pope be with a black man? Now, I don't mean this for the racist reasons or for the reasons that I don't want to see another successful sister with a white man. I mean this for the sake of actual United States marriage statistics. Interracial marriage became legal in the United States in 1967 after the Loving v. Virginia case, where the Supreme Court held that marriage was a fundamental right and no state could discriminate against interracial couples. So in the last episode, Fitz and Olivia are trying to figure out a way to be together. Fitz wants to divorce Millie, and he wants to bring Olivia Pope into the White House, so she's developed this grand scheme that she thinks is actually going to work. But if we looked at the statistics of white men who marry outside of their race, the statistics would show that he wouldn't choose Olivia Pope. According to the latest Census Bureau statistics, only 2.1% of white men marry outside of their race, and of that 2.1% of white men, half of them marry Asian women. So statistically speaking, Olivia Pope would look like this. Now that we've talked about the unlikelihood of Fitz marrying Olivia, let's look at some relationships that would be statistically possible. According to the Census Bureau statistics for interracial marriages, only 5.8% of black women marry outside of their race. So that means that there are 94.2% women who still marry black men, and we're gonna engulf Olivia Pope into that category. So Olivia Pope is a go-getter. She's a lawyer. She works on Capitol Hill. She's a powerful lady. She wears these expensive suits every day. She has a nice apartment. We've never seen her car, but I'm sure she drives a nice one. It would be great if in season 2 she was paired with a man who was 1, not married, 2, not trying to kill her, and 3, statistically appropriate for a woman of her age who's looking to get married. So let's look at some statistics on Capitol Hill from where Olivia Pope works, and we'll use Congress as an example. This is the 113th Congress. It's comprised of 438 members of the House of Representatives and 100 members of the Senate. 156 members of the House of Representatives and 55 members of the Senate are lawyers, meaning Olivia Pope has a plethora of people to choose from who are on her level. Let's throw religion in there, because black women, even if they don't go to church, if they don't read the Bible, if they don't even know Jesus is Christ's last name, they still say they want a God-fearing man. 56% of the men on Capitol Hill identify as Southern Baptists. So of the 441 remaining men in Congress, 30 of them are black, which is also the largest representation of black men in Congress ever. So based on the national statistics of interracial marriages and based on the amount of eligible black men on Capitol Hill, there should be 30 men who are within Olivia Pope's line of sight. And it would be a great turn of events if there was a character brought in season 3 that was based off one of these 30 eligible black men. Provided Olivia Pope is still alive and her father didn't kill her and dump her in the bottom of the Potomac, here are 4 men who can serve as opposites of Olivia Pope in season 3. Number 1 should be obvious.
Harrison!
Black women are always saying that there are no black men in corporate America or they can't find their equal. Olivia Pope has an equal working with her at Pope & Associates. In the Scandal scripts, Harrison is 28 and Olivia is 37. That's not a huge age gap in today's society. I mean, cougars are in. If you notice, Harrison is the only member of Pope & Associates that doesn't have a side, middle, or backstory. Harrison is a lawyer, meaning he's upwardly mobile, and he also deeply cares about Olivia. Remember what Harrison said when Olivia was about to be outed as the president's mistress? Olivia, let me help you. You're not tethered to anything. This whole thing is gonna blow over and you're gonna blow away with it. Let me be your anchor. I am your gladiator. Olivia, you are my client. Now that's real love. Number 2, Omari Hardwick. Omari Hardwick is a great actor. He has a likable face and he has a very, very sizable body of work. Just like Kerry Washington before Scandal, he's been in a lot of things, but he's not necessarily famous. He does a lot of television shows and indie films. Being on Scandal and playing Olivia Pope's boyfriend could propel his career to where he needs to be, in the limelight. Number 3 is Anthony Mackie. Anthony Mackie has that boy next door, I'm your brother, but I can also be your lover look. He also has a tremendous body of work and he's a great actor. He and Kerry Washington also have great chemistry, as evidenced by their roles in Night Catches Us, a love story set against the backdrop of the Black Panther movement. Last, my favorite actor, David Oyelowo. David Oyelowo is a classically trained British actor with a steadily increasing body of work. He's been in Planet of the Apes, he's been in The Help, he's been in Red Tail, he's been in. If there was a movie you've seen and there was a random black guy with an accent and you didn't know who he was, it was probably David Oyelowo. David has that masculine look that women in television go crazy over. You know, that strong jawline, square shoulders, midnight dark skin, and he has an accent.
Incredible source material for that.
I think it would be great if David Oyelowo were brought in on the 3rd season to play Olivia Pope's love interest, and he played either an international terrorist or an international diplomat.